Now, right up yonder, ahead of the boat there, you see a sign up yonder. It says to Fargo and all points south. Fargo, that there, hits a little old sawmill town over yonder off of the banks of the Swampy River. It's the home of Stephen Foster State Park, which is another entrance into the swamp just on the other side over there. By highway, it's about 85 miles around yonder. You take this trail right up here to the left, and it's about 40 miles, if you know how.
That's the key, right?
That's the key. Now, I generally tell folks, now, I always wanted to work out here, but they would never hire me because I was too young. Back then, you had to be 17. Well, one of my uncles, he was a park ranger over there at that park over there. And he gave me a job when I was 16 running tour boats over there when I was out of school and on the weekend. One day I was over yonder, I was 16, 17 years old. There's a family come in there from Meridian, Mississippi. And they wanted them a guided boat tour, and I was the guide that day. And son, I'm telling y'all now, they had the prettiest daughter you ever want to lay your eyeball. That was a pretty gal. Son, I wound up a married. This December, we'll be married 27 years.
Wow.
The first date that I ever carried my wife on was through the swamp from Fargo over here to Waycross, about a 4-hour boat ride. Of course, I had her mom and daddy with us too. But about 11 years ago, we went back through for old time's sake. I carried my little boy and little girl with us, and we come back through 22 miles out there. They a place called Dinner Pond. There was a shelter out there. We stopped there and had us a picnic lunch, and I told my youngins, I said, right here is the first place I ever got up enough nerve to hold your mom's hand. My little girl, she about 8 years old. She said, well, Daddy, that sure wasn't very romantic, bringing Mom through the swamp. My wife looked over at me and said, yeah, and by the way, I don't want to do this no more. Some of them old skeeters and yellow flies, they'd about to eat us all up that day. Now, this trail right here, it will carry you slap through to the Gulf of Mexico. It's 293 miles from our boat dock to the Gulf going through the swamp. In 1958, my daddy and 3 of my uncles, they made that trip. First time they went in 58 took them 17 days. But Daddy, he said they thought sure 5 tanks of gas would be plenty. 1961, they tried it again, and they found out that if you got 8 tanks, you can do it in about 9, 10 days. You ain't got but 5, it'll take you 17. They got out there and run out of gas.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I've heard the stories over the years coming up that after about 6 days, Mom, she called the Ware County Sheriff's Office and told them, said, look at him. My husband and my brother-in-law, they out yonder in the swamp and they ain't come back. And they sent some helicopters out there looking for them. And Daddy, he said, yeah, he said, we heard and seen the helicopters, but we run and hid. So they carried about 8 gallons of shine with them. They thought the law was a hunting. So they were hiding from the folks who were looking for them. Now, this is where the 1 hour boat generally goes, turns here and goes on around. We just ain't got enough water to get out there. Now, you get right around that curve there, you'll have to get out and drag the boat and 3 people in. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
You're going to be one of the 3 in the boat, right?
Yeah. On that